This couldn't be a board without retiree on
On the mind, it's MC Willis.
it.
Please rise for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
thank you for attending the Edinburgh Police Pension Board for today, March 3rd, 2025. First on the agenda is oaths.
If the five of you will please stand, raise your right hands, and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and discharge faithfully
and discharge faithfully
the duties as a member
the duties as a member
of the Town of Edinburgh Police Pension Board
of the Town of Edinburgh Police Pension Board
to the best of my skill,
to the best of my skills,
judgment, and ability,
judgment, and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brian's here.
Awesome. I see that I'm going to be passing the buck.
Make a motion to suspend this meeting.
Does it matter who runs the meeting?
Should we wait till-
Can you take his oath real quick? Oh, he didn't have to, does he? Council.
Evening.
Hey, you might got a gun I can borrow? I think I'm in the right room.
No, I left mine. Don't. That's happening. All right, so we just did the oaths. We're gonna do roll call. Ryan Piercefield.
Here.
Sean Pendleton.
Here.
Rob Morgan.
Here.
Hector Mercado.
Here.
Dave Lutz. Here. And myself, Boyd Little. And also here is Rhonda Barrett and Attorney Dustin Puddles. First on the agenda is the law to determine 1, 2, or 3-year terms. Rhonda.
Hey, gentlemen, if you will draw an envelope,
So members, why we do this is, we don't want to have everybody have the same terms, because then that can be, everybody goes off, service, you got to stagger the terms. So 2 of you have to have 1-year terms, 2 of you have to have 2, and 2 of you have to have 3. So lots are, you just,
I just got 1, 2, and 3, so there's just, okay.
yeah, that's what I, yep, I said that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because there's just one for 1 year.
That's fine then.
I was like, wait a minute.
Okay, so maybe good open and whatever you have in there is how long you be.
Congratulations.
And if you can let us know what they are, so we can have it for the record. Hector?
3-year,
1 year.
And I got 2.
Thank you.
So they didn't see it right.
right,
So,
someone needs to be, someone needs to be, they need to have their terms too.
Oh, sorry.
Well, mine would be appointed, right? Like, so it's not, mine's gonna change. You could have another person here next year.
Yeah, you still need to have a term. Yours, you would go off, like if you're off council president, then the next president comes in.
So my term would just be yearly, right?
Not necessarily. You serve as long as you're on council.
I just assumed he would be there. I thought it was just these 3 that had to have The lot, right?
They're all of them.
Okay, so now I get what he's saying when he said 2 1 year, 2 2 year, 2. Now I get what he's saying. Every per. Okay, makes sense.
So if I'm up for election in the year, then I had a 3-year term, but I'm out in 2.
Your replacement would come in with a new council president.
You aren't leaving, doesn't matter.
So I'm guessing that's the same for the chief.
Fairly.
Okay.
But I,
I think I misread this because I thought those 2 were just appointed. They had no term unless replaced.
that's what I thought the ordinance read.
Well, then we can do it that way, as long as they don't have designated terms, if they want to serve on their, as the members on there. Or we can just have everybody have a specific term, and you guys would just automatically do it.
And like I said, I'm not trying to come off argumentative about it. I just, the way I read it on here, is that your understanding as well. I mean, if need be, if we wanted to just stay on for perpetuity until they're replaced in their actual jobs, do we have to take a vote on it, or is that something we can just have?
No, if you don't do anything, they're just on here to be on here on the terms, or as long as they're in their position. The only thing I was suggesting as an option, you can also put them in terms that they just go, they would be automatically reappointed at the end of those terms, so it's really, you can do either one of those.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. So if you want to leave it alone and make it simple, then they would just serve at the pleasure of their, as long as they're president and chief.
I know, I would be, okay. How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, that way it makes it simple, and they're already the heads of those respective agencies, so.
That's fine. You know, we just need Mr. Lutz to have it or something.
Put them all back in the envelope, shuffle around.
You guys have them, just shuffle around and let him draw one of your
Just
papers.
remember, the one that's torn with this,
Stacking money.
you want to check out.
We already took those out.
So at that point.
We'll have to give these to you.
Okay.
Have
You
Mr.
may have-
Ticket card, ticket card.
Give it 3 years.
Couldn't give it away.
No, I would've said that.
You always was supposed to.
6 years, 1 year.
1 year, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry.
Sorry, I was coming off kind of difficult. I just-
No, you
I just
have
figured-
the options.
Yeah, I just figured the way I read it, I want to make sure.
And that, you read it, you understood it the same way I did. I read it that we were just appointed because of the positions that we hold. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Next on the agenda is election of secretary. We really haven't talked about that. Open for suggestions.
Yes,
A name?
quickly, I was, I know there's some writing here, exact titles of the secretary would be, or the job duties of the secretary, what would that be?
It's really by title only because you're gonna have, I mean, used to be you would have to take minutes and stuff, but we have, the town furnishes that for you. So main part about a secretary is you would be signing the minutes, that would be prepared as secretary, but they're gonna prepare them for you. That's about it. But you have,
Do you know on that pension application, does the secretary sign too? I know the fire
It could be.
chief does, but I don't know.
That's the
I'm
other
thinking the secretary may sign too on the applicants for first fiscal
Okay.
when you send it.
it could also be where you're signature for and other things. You just by statute. have
And there were
to-
Ash and Jerry and all them signed as secretary, yes.
And was the one that sometimes the 77 fund would only talk to certain people in your pension board. You had to have, like, be certified. Because remember, they don't couldn't get a lot of information out. So there's only certain people that can get information. Usually it's our pension secretary that can get information, so. Another little caveat, so.
It's like administrator.
I'd like to put in for secretary
Yeah.
unless one of you guys
I'll
are
give
interested in it.
Let's give it to you.
You sure?
Yes.
Because if you're interested, I don't have a problem.
Motion for Mercado to be the secretary.
Aye.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I am looking at this application, it does have several spots for the pension secretary to sign, so
Oh,
if your
okay.
applicants going forward, they will need some spots for that.
Good deal. Next would be the meeting for the schedule for 2025. Probably, unless anybody, we've all set for the earlier meeting, probably follow the fire department just like we're doing, so we can try to get things together. If everybody's okay with that, the meetings they decided was June 2nd, and we'd be at 18:30 and September 15th. at 18:30, doing it quarterly, and then we'll skip the December meeting unless we need it. Anything else beside that, we do as an executive.
Would that set our timeline, would that extend it to where we really don't need it extended?
And
As far as the next meeting in June, do we have to wait that long? Is that how long it's gonna take stuff to get brought up?
Probably, and from talking to Justin and talking to some others, it's gonna take some time to get these, the mental and psych exams, and we want to try to get that all done ahead of time, so we're not coming here just to pass a couple minutes and move on. It's been, I've heard, until we call, obviously, it can take 3 or 4 weeks to get people in, and for us, we could have the potential of probably 11, 12 of us that may want to go through that. Of course, we don't know until it's some other stuff, but,
We work at the state's pace. We can get it to them, but it's slow. I mean, we've had guys stuck up there that went through perf and they've been in there for a month or so waiting. Depends where they fall in line at.
I have, when I've been talking to the state about developing this, they've said dead on at least 6 weeks. So I think June would probably hit it, give you enough time to do it.
So to get all that in line, we don't need to move back up until we've got all that.
No, because the next step is the applications, and the chief can administer those to you, and you've got a secretary sign off on them, and those are just filling those out. You fill a lot of those out yourself, your own information, and then those are turned into the state.
Okay.
So you don't have to need to approve those.
Gotcha.
so I've looked over those applications, it's 21 pages long,
Yes.
so
I sent
if anybody wants to see one, I printed them.
Going in the first time, they go in as a group, and they don't go through all the physicals and all that stuff. It's going as a group, you don't do that, do you?
It's gonna be whatever entity you designate, how they go through it. I don't know how that.
According to what Perf told us, everybody that goes in, it has to meet the standard baseline. You have to do the physical on site now. There's no every individual. So
When did
11 of these guys can apply to go and only 8 of them get accepted. There, you could have 3 that maybe didn't meet some guideline to get accepted into it.
Well, we have to figure out what we're gonna do with that then, because that's a problem. If it's not, internally, it's gonna be a problem if we don't have an answer for somebody that doesn't pass perf. Because it doesn't mean.
Well, I think the answer, you just have to leave them on civilian pension.
Yeah, that's why I was under the impression of if you don't pass this perf, you stay on.
Stay on the civilian pension
pension. So essentially, the town would just be carrying 2 pension programs.
until you
Just
beat it out.
Eventually need to phase that.
Which you would as people, attrition, people leave. Eventually, you're only gonna have perf people.
Yeah,
Through
over
the
time,
years, over
yeah,
time.
yeah, over the next progression. So whether it be the next 5 years or 20 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, for those of us that's got time, I mean,
Yeah.
they
There's
want
no other
between
option.
$100,000 to $400,000 for us to buy in for 20 years.
They're your savings.
They said they would finance it though. There was
Because I think that was
finance,
at Avon, not all of
at,
it.
$6
Well, Avon switched over, but I don't think everybody got
So
it.
we're on the meeting schedule still? So we need to approve that?
June schedule, June 2nd, 18:30, and September 15th, 18:30, if everybody's okay with it.
Second?
18:30.
All in favor?
Aye.
And it's passed.
What was it?
September 15th.
Let's wait for the.
And you said both at 18:30?
18:30, we'll just follow the fire department, essentially make the scene safe for them every other time.
It almost went right past
Yeah, I'm about to go on record here in a minute.
Next on the agenda. Next on the agenda is actuary survey discussion, which we heard a little bit earlier. Wanda, you want to just kind of touch base again on it?
It just gives those, who have been here a long time to do a survey to see what it would cost them to join if they're nearing, if they've been here a long time and they're nearing retirement or whatever. It just gives them an idea to see what it would cost them out of pocket to join that, so.
And the representative said that, everybody ought to put it in, you just don't know. And they can't, they shot me a wild number, but that's just a guess, based on everything else. So, but they did say that the first time's free, the second time we get billed for, so.
So then want them all done at the same time. Because I'm pretty sure she said last 6 months. And if
Right.
we're not fully ready to go on the 77 fund within that 6 months, if you have to do them again, it would cost. So you wanna hold off on that. For a
Right,
little
I
bit.
think the way that we probably will do it is, those are for sure gonna go. We'll go ahead and do that physical and psych exam, get that ball rolling. And then those of us that are on the bubble, maybe or maybe not, will wait, do that actuary before we waste the money on sending somebody that probably won't be going through there. I think it's probably the easiest way. But, yeah, motion.
No, it's just a discussion. I mean, like Lonnie described, they're gonna do that. That's whatever they spit out.
The next on the agenda is bylaws. You guys have any questions about the bylaws, what the fire department had made a motion for? We can obviously make our own, which is to allow Mr. Huddleston to draw up the bylaws based on other agencies for us to review on the next meeting.
Yep.
Anybody have any questions on that? Can I have a motion for that?
Here.
Second?
Second.
First is Mercado, second is Pendleton. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The designation for administrative interpretation of the baseline. I think we can group these three together.
Yeah.
The determination on passing the baseline for mental exam and determination of conducting the statewide physical exam. I think that we ought to use the baseline that's already been created, unless anybody has any other objections. Was the public safety medical was done for the city of Franklin. I believe that when I talked to Todd, they do have in Martinsville as well. We can pick our own, but it's probably best to go with somebody that knows what they're doing so we can get this process going, because we really need to move forward.
They have a tried and true system. I mean, Justin and I've taken part of it. I've interviewed with it, as a lieutenant, interviewed for it. They know what they're doing. I would highly recommend public safety.
Are you part of Indianapolis University?
I don't know the answer to that.
What's that?
Indianapolis University. I don't know what they're,
No, they're just independent private company.
they were very thorough. I always felt like we got what we paid for with them.
Is that the one you talked to about being 4 to 6 weeks out?
Those are
That's just
the ones
standard numbers?
standard numbers that most everybody, including the PERF representative that we spoke to, who had some answers. A lot of this is really fluid to us, so we make a lot of decisions, but there's no sense recreating the wheel for something that's already worked for so many agencies, in my opinion. So
Yep.
does anybody have any objection to that? I'll take a motion. First, public safety. Motion, Hector, second? Second. Pendleton, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
And just confirm, Chief, that's for all three of those aspects.
Yes, to confirm that it's for all three, the interpretation of the baseline statewide, the baseline statewide mental examination, and the statewide physical examination. We'll just go ahead and just all in favor of that.
Aye.
Other business? Ryan?
No.
Sean?
No.
We only have one Sean, so I can say that easily now.
Nothing.
Clay? No? Hector?
Not at this time.
Dave?
No.
Roger? No. I don't have anything.
The only other thing, like I told Chief Walker, just get those applications going between now, and so you can submit those and before June.
So we can go ahead and get their portion filled out, and I'll just
Yes.
call public safety and see what kind of the schedule.
Yes.
I do have one question. On our agendas, do we need to post those at the station so people are aware? I know like our AmeriCorps stuff, it was all
Sure.
we had to post those
You can, but it needs to be at,
public.
yeah.
But AmeriCorps always made us do it at the station too, at each station.
Yeah, it would not be a bad idea.
Well, it was an open door thing. policy.
Just kind of let all the members know if
Yeah.
you're talking about stuff that's their business.
Yeah.
Make sure they're.
I just, when they post it here, I just take a copy and post it at your station.
I said I didn't have anything, but actually, guys, I didn't get a chance to talk to fires, I already missed that, but this is pretty monumental. So we've never done this before.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It is huge. It's a huge for
Yeah.
the department. We're gonna be able to raise it up.
You guys were the first and their board, and I mean, we're pioneering right here, so it's a big deal. I mean, Dave and Dwayne could have had
We
this.
talking about that Pioneer down there?
Yeah, it's a really big deal. I mean, I can't even emphasize how much of the change is, because I'm now part of the retirement pension and how good this thing is for everybody involved. So I'm proud of this and proud of you guys to be part of it. So that was my other business. I can bring it up.
Any other business?
For sure Coy had a question.
Yeah, for the public, you have questions?
It might just be answered in the bylaws, but what happens when the term limits hit? Do you vote again?
That'll be in there. I'll have a suggestion and then these guys can tweak it. But there'll be a process on elections and all that.
Tom, do you have anything?
Nope.
Justin,
I'm good.
you said enough. You said enough?
I do have one question. With them having a 1, 2, and 3 year, it started January, what was it, 21st. So does it, the 1 year, does it end December 31st of this year, or does it end in February of 26?
That's up to them. You can make it easy, do the calendar, or
Yeah, calendar.
That calendar is
So I
easy.
know when the film election signs in.
Calendar year, thank you.
I'm gonna be in a year.
No.
No. Okay, we're gonna keep the retirement in one.
We're gonna keep bringing you back.
If there is no other business, motion to adjourn?
Set.
Thank you for attending.
Watch.
Yeah. And, the